live studio painting, which is just a little bit intimidating for me. But here we are, and I'm going to be doing it on Instagram too, but I couldn't figure out how to do it in both places at once. So Instagram is going to be live on my phone, I think. I'm not exactly sure. So I think I'm live. I think. Okay. So if you're here, I think I should be able to see you in the chat. I'm using an app that I haven't used before. It's called Restream. So let me know if you can see me. And right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm starting out with that very terrifying piece of blank paper. And we're just going to start working on a painting. And I'm not sure, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to make, but this should be fun. Okay, and here, and there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is blank paper, and I might tilt you so you can see a little more. And my friend here had to come help because she was not going to be quiet. All right, so I'm going to start off, and what I'll do is there. Now you can see the paper. Hey, Tandy. All right. Tell me how this sounds because I'm mixing a couple of things together. Hi. So I've got Instagram live on my phone and Facebook and YouTube live on my computer. So let's see how this goes. We're going to start with just a really nice blue wash. I made this up before I got on here. This was about the only decision I actually made before I started this. So we're going to put down what is going to be just a transparent wash. Actually, that's kind of come out purple. All right, so we'll go with purple. And one of the things that I like when I work on a piece is, and I got this from an art class that I took, is to put in a lot of contrasting elements. So the blue purple I have down here is transparent. It's got some curvy, some curved feminine lines to it. So the next thing I'm going to go in and I'm going to make a contrast to that. So I might do something thin and straight and dark to contrast the curly and transparent. So we're going to get one of my handy little charcoal pencils here. So we can get these without making a mess. Not likely. All right, so just a handy piece of charcoal. Let me see if I can turn this one down so you can see what I'm doing as well. You can also see just the mess that my studio tends to be. So I think I'll just cross-hatch this here. You can see I'm already making a mess. Good job. Oh, that's kind of pretty. You see the way it kind of scattered up there? And I'll do something solid up here, but dark. It's kind of neat the way it mixes with the blue. All right, that's good for that. Should we just smear these in? What do you think? All right. And then from here, I might put a stencil on top of it. I thought I had pulled out the one I wanted to use. And now I can't find it. All right, we'll use another one. So I like this one. It's just a bunch of little circles, and we'll pop this. Don't have to use the whole thing. We'll just pop it over in the corner. Tape it down. And where'd my brush go? Okay, so I don't know. What color you think? Thoughts on colors? Anyone? Or shall I just figure it out myself? All right, I will figure it out myself. I'm going to go with a darker blue. Honestly, because that was the color that was right there. Maybe we'll go through. There we go. That's working better. Okay. And then this is This isn't water soluble, so it tends to repel any water soluble things that I put on top of it, which gives you an interesting texture. So we're just going to put these circle elements in here. See how this goes. I am exactly the opposite of a perfectionist. I don't plan stuff. Well, I made some blue paint beforehand, but that's about it. All right, so we've got this little color down here. And I might just smear a bit up here to carry it through the painting. And put it down there. Okay, so I have dark, I've got some light, I've got smooth and round, I've got sharp and dark color. So let's pull in, I'm thinking an orangey kind of color, just to contrast the blue. So let me just see what we have here. I've got all my papers over here too. All right, this is one of my favorites. This is called Pearl Marmalade, and it's this beautiful, stay there, lovely thick metallic paint. And it's entirely satisfying just to put it on with a putty knife. You just put it where it looks interesting. One of the things that you can do afterwards is then you can take a handy tool. I mean, this is an official tool, but you can use anything. You can use a fork and just add some texture to it. So now I'm going to put in a circular element. You see how that came down here? I'm not sure how well you can see this, so I'll just show you what we have so far. You can see it on both there. And this is what we have so far. We have got kind of a metallic orange, some blue and some black. And now what I think I'm going to do is start to build up a bit of contrast. So I'm going to put another dark color in here. It's going to be another black. It's metallic gray, actually. But again, the palette knife, my favorite tool. And here we can blend. Let's see how that looks if I just blend it right in there, scrape it in. I'm going to put a horizon in here, just give us a place for the eye to go and travel across the page. Ooh, well, I like that section. That's all right. And I think I'm just going to add a little more texture to it. We'll take this down the middle. This is literally a children's toy. It's like $4, but I love the texture it brings. Let's blend that a little more. And don't be afraid to put a bunch of dark elements in here, because what you can do afterwards is you can brighten it up by layering light elements on top. So we're kind of losing the blue here, which is okay, but I think I might just bring a little bit to the top to see how that feels. Thank you, Picasso. So let's just fill in here and we'll see how it goes. Just even to make this a little more transparent, I think I'm going to spray a little bit of water on it and just let it travel down the page and see where it goes. And this way you can, especially when you mix them with water, you can get acrylics to act quite a bit like watercolors. All right, so I've got the blue down. And we're going to get my super handy spray bottle. Give it a squirt, and then I will just turn it towards you. We're just going to let those colors I'm going to drip off the page and see what kind of lines they leave. And invariably I make a mess on my desk, although you can see my desk in here was kind of a mess before we started. All right. And in the interest of my super high-tech painting tools, I'm going to bring out another one. It's called a paper towel. And then I'm just going to blend. It'll lift color off in some places. It's going to add some texture in other places. See, I'm getting a really nice texture over here. And then I kind of blend in the things that I already have. All right. See all the stuff I pulled off of there? Okay. So now I'm at the stage where I just kind of sit and stare at it and try to figure out what I need to put down next. All right, so if you're in here and you have any thoughts for this, pop them in the chat. Is anyone over here? No, anyone over here? All right, so if anyone has a color they think I should put in next, this is what I have so far. It's very messy and sloppy. I think just looking at it, there's a lot of dark in there, and I want that really pretty orange to show up more. So I think I'm going to put something light on top of it. Now I'm just deciding I can do a really nice light blue that I have that I'm really fond of. In fact, I've got some mixed right here. It's kind of a turquoisey, so I can do this guy. Can you see that here? Can we see this color? I don't want to dump it on my computer. Or I could just go old school and scrape some white over it. I think, or here's the other thing that's coming into my head. I could put a really light green in here. So if we look at color theory, I've got kind of, if I want this to pop a bit more, dark blue would go well with the orange, or light blue would go well. Pretty much everything else is kind of a gray, orange, blue. So I think I'm going to try the blue. Let's see how this blue goes. I'm not going to use that one. I have a different one over here. So I got a bunch of other paintings here. All right, so we're going to go with, thanks, Pickle. You're good at helping. So I've got this beautiful sky blue, and how should we put it on here? I think I might actually mix it with a bit of water. Can you? Yeah, don't be fussy. You're supposed to be helping. This is you helping. Yeah, she's not helping. All right. Going super high tech with my palette, which is an old lid. All right, so I'm going to bring in a different line, a different texture. So I'm going to brush this on. Let me just pick a good brush. You know what? I like this one. It's actually silicone. Okay, so we're going to go with the blue on here, and I'll tilt us down again so you can see what I'm doing. Can you sort of see it there? All right, and we'll bring it back down here. Just in case you thought I created in a really neat, tidy space, you can see that that's not entirely true. So I'm going to bring a circle element in here, and see it's already blending in with the metallic gray that I have. And I'll do a call back to it over here. Bring it through. If I kind of make a triangle shape, I'll probably want to add a little bit up here. Just mix that on the top. And we'll throw some in here. I like the way it's blending up top here. I think that looks really pretty. Yeah, it's got some really pretty blending up there. I'm going to like the line I've got here. I'm going to make this pop a little more so I'm going to finish that circle. All right, and then we're going to take, what shall we draw with this? I think I'm going to come back to this one. All right. Just add some circle line in there, and I'm going to follow the line here. Oop. I'm going to, well, let's do that. So I got a bit of cross hatching there. Okay. So any ideas for next colors? Next things to add? I still think I want to have a little more contrast, a little more white come through here. I might actually put some white in here. Okay. And we've always got the danger of this turning into a mucky mess, but all right. Bring that through here. Oh, got a little block right there. That's cool. Bring it down. Follow this line. When in doubt, use your fingers. And so I'm not loving that. I think this needs to pop more, and we also need to put some shadow around it. I like this area. I love the texture here. This is nice. This, I think, looks a little sad. So what should I do with him? This is a bit like using a stamp. Take it down here, grab some more paint. Here, and up here. Okay. All right. up here. Oh, I might have lost my Instagram. There we are. I think I got paused there. Okay. I think I'm ready. All right. So what I have so far is looking like a bit of a mess, which was exactly what I was nervous about. So, so far I have survived making a mess live on social media. Cool. It's getting a little goopy to pick up, but here we go. This is what we have so far. It's a bit like a waterfall, doesn't it? All right. I am going to set this one aside, and there's another thing that I wanted to work on while I'm here, and it is, I actually have one that I'm mostly done. You can see it's a painting. It's a shiny one because you know I love gold, but it's the lid of a box, and this is something that I do with people in my coaching. We create, and it does not have to be this fancy. It can be a shoebox. You don't even have to put anything on it, but I always like to make things a little bit fancier. So this is what we would call a release box, a let go, let God box. You can use whatever language you like, but if you pick the thing that you're struggling with, the thing that you're struggling to let go of, and you know, no matter, you don't know how to handle this thing, you write it down. You get your handy box, you put whatever it is in the box, you seal it up, and that's where you let it go and trust that the universe is taking care of it. And you can use universe, God, goddess, mother nature, father sky, whatever works for you, but it's the idea of letting you know that you don't have to take care of everything and that it's okay to let some things go. So I have another little box. Apparently I got a lot of dark chocolate because that's what both of these boxes are. And I'm going to start painting on it. So let's move this very wet piece over here and let that dry. And then I'm going to go over it and do something else with it. All right. So we're going to start here. Nice, pretty gold lid. And I'm going to want to put something pretty opaque on it to start, just because most stuff is going to show through, but I'm not going to cover it up completely. All right. So there you can probably see the box. And since I've got this stuff out, I'm going to use this, excuse me, this beautiful, what is it called? Pearl Deep Brown. I'm just going to, one of the nice things about a palette knife is you don't even really have to try. It gives you this really pretty texture. And I got some of the blue on here, and that's okay. You see this really pretty texture there. And I'm not even trying. And there's something super satisfying about smearing paint. It's quite terrifying to start sometimes when you've got a blank surface, but once you get into it, it's a lot of fun to make a mess. All right. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm probably not going to do a lot with that, so I've just got some of the brown in there, and some of the pretty gold is still peeking through. And on top of this, I'm going to lighten it up a bit and bring some white in here. You can see I'm being very technical and just squirting it right on, because who knows how this is going to turn out. Ooh. I really want this to sit nicely on top. Let's clean that off, mostly. So here we go. Oop, blending it. Ooh. I'll toss in some texture, because who doesn't love texture? I mean, I personally like doing a lot of circles, but you pick what speaks to you and play with that. And then we'll toss some gold on top of the gold. Plop. Ooh, I made a mess. Okay, what else to put in here? I feel like I want to stamp it a bit and add a different texture. You know what? I'm gonna bring my circles in. I like these. I can't. This is a kid's toy. It's just like a kid's roller. Okay, so I'm gonna let it dry. Probably go over the edges a bit. Bring that in. Oh, that's so pretty. Do you see the way that blends? So pretty. Mix them in here. I just think that's so beautiful the way that color goes on there. All right. So I'm going to let both of these dry, and then I'm going to come back and probably add some layers on top of them. I might actually draw or do some writing on top of them just to bring in another texture, another layer. Now, if you like the idea, and here's the finished Let It Go or God box where you can put your things that you need the universe to take care of that you're not succeeding with, let me know. I can show you how to make one, or you can just watch this video again, or I can make one for you. Any box you have, it's just a matter of painting the lid in colors that speak to you and will remind you that you don't need to do everything by yourself. All right. Thanks, friends, for tuning in. I plan to do this probably regularly, as regularly as I can manage to do anything, but I'm hoping on Thursdays. Let me know what you think. Let me know how the time worked and any comments or suggestions that you would like. All right. I will catch you guys later.